Daddy, I want to play the bottle whack game. And my fiance goes, what is the bottle whack game? And then I started to tell her, and have you ever explained something to someone, and while you're explaining it to them, you realize it's the dumbest thing you've ever done? And they should probably take your kids away?
Think about it every night. Don't let this house fall down. The Lord left long ago.
Hello, it is Saturday. I'm about to be picked up to go to the show. Last day here. I'm gonna have a late night tonight and an early morning tomorrow. Have to be at the airport at 4:30, and the late show won't end until about midnight. Didn't get going until about 11:45. Went to brunch, got an avocado toast at a place that specialized in pancakes, and don't do that. Then I went for a walked around the mall for a little bit, came back here, did some writing. One thing I don't think I mentioned this week, a little check-in on finances. When I got here, we had no money and 2 bills were gonna come out. I was able to switch one of them until Monday, so hopefully the check clears and everything's good there. And the other one, for some reason, didn't go through, but we have until next Friday to take care of it, so that should be fine. But one thing I forgot about is I am always reliant on merch to put money into the bank. Canadian money is different than American money. I don't know if you know that, but you can't just charge a credit card and it just shows up as American money in your bank account. They just don't let that happen. So I was unable to use my Square reader all week for selling merch. So I've just had cash, just Canadian cash. Got through the week fine. Only other issue is that my card got stolen. The number got stolen and used, and I had to cancel it while traveling internationally, which is dicey. 2 days later, happened again. Completely new card that we haven't even gotten the mail yet was already stolen. I had to cancel that, and now I'm on the 3rd card this week for our bank account, but Lindsay does not have that, which sucks. I don't know if it'll get here by this time next week before I leave again, which also sucks. I'm hoping we figure something out this week, but any hoodles, that's where we're at. So we got this week, and then I'm working next week also. In the entire course of this web series, this will be the first time that we are slightly ahead in our finances. We're not behind, we don't have to ask anyone for money. We will actually have a little bit of extra money, which will probably go directly into bills that are past due. So not a great situation, but better than what we've been doing. I just got a text that my ride is here. Gonna have 2 good shows tonight. I just realized that the manager of the club wasn't there last night. I did not charge my camera yesterday, so I just realized that the manager of the club wasn't there yesterday, and I also did not charge my camera yesterday. I'm hoping that the club recorded my sets, because if they didn't, I am missing a great riff I had about the web series, explaining it to the crowd. Hopefully you can see it right here.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
And if not, I'm sorry I fucked up. Okay, I gotta go. Ride's here. My ride's here. Right? All right.
My newest thing I've been doing, just to keep screens out of their hands, I invent a game every day, and I just see what's around us, and I just think of something to do with it. The other day, I made up a game, and then a couple days later, forgot about it, and I'm laying on the couch with my fiance, and my son walks up to us, and he goes, Daddy, I want to play the bottle whack game. And my fiance goes, what is the bottle whack game? And then I started to tell her, and have you ever explained something to someone, and while you're explaining it to them, you realize it's the dumbest thing you've ever done? And they should probably take your kids away? I go, it's this game we invented where we take an empty Sprite bottle and we hit each other in the head as hard as we can. She goes, that's what you do with our kids when I'm not here? I was like, yeah, why? What do you do? She's like, we go for a walk or paint or something. Never even occurred to me to do that. And then my son goes, and then the other part, that part. She goes, what is that part, Mike? So I was really hoping he wouldn't bring that part up. So once he successfully hits me on the head and knocks me out finally, the only way to wake me up is to shove the bottle down my throat. And this was a reaffirming moment where I knew that she is the one for me, because we were laughing so hard we were crying. And what a fucking idiot I am. We were dying because she had every right to be pissed at me. She had every right to be like, okay, well let me see if I got this right, Mike. The game you invented with our son is child abuse with a bonus round of date rape. Is that what I'm to understand? But instead, she was just like, wow, you're a fucking idiot. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I guess we'll try to paint tomorrow.
Hey, Saturday post-show. It is now 12:46. I should be leaving here at about 4:30 to get to the airport. Hopefully, if everything goes right, I will be all packed up and ready to go to bed in the next 20 or 30 minutes. Which means I'll get about 3 hours of sleep, fingers crossed. Get up, go to the airport, fly to Toronto, have a 6-hour layover, which is gonna suck, but then I get to go home to my kids, and I'm very excited about that. It's been a long week. Tuesday to Saturday is long, especially being gone so much lately, but it was a lot of fun. I don't think I fully broke down my week, but spent a lot of the time at the mall this week just because that's a road thing, you know? A lot of comedy clubs are located near a mall or in a mall. Most of the Funny Bones are in a mall. They are part of a development company that builds malls. So when they put in a mall, they put a Funny Bone inside of it. So that's why you see those there. A lot of other clubs, especially in the Midwest, are just by a mall. It was a throwback that the mall's a block away. So I'd walk there every day. It's in walking distance. And do you hear that fart? Gross. Wasn't me. I went there every single day. Didn't buy anything other than this shirt, which I'm pretty psyched about. It is a couple of popsicles, and it is secretly an Adidas shirt. So there's the Adidas logo, but in popsicles. This is the only thing I bought at the mall, other than I bought smoothies there every day. It's the only place I could find a smoothie around here. I had a fun time here. I had a blast. The other thing I haven't mentioned yet is that there's no green room at the club. What they do is they put you in the office and you sit at the assistant manager's desk, who is great. It's not a problem at all. It's just a little bit weird. I don't know. It's abnormal. It's not like a room to yourself. It is the office, and the office is connected to the box office, where they're selling tickets, where they're seating people, bringing people into the show, and all of that. And that's right there. And there's a thing in comedy. It's so silly. I don't know why, but if you see a headliner before the show, it kind of diminishes it in a weird way. So what they do to combat that is that they have one of those old-timey accordion, fold them up like a dressing wall that collapses. I called it my geisha wall all week, and they put that to block me from sight of the customers coming in. It's kind of funny, it's silly, but you're hanging out there with Tyler, and Tyler's a good hang, great guy. We talked about football, sports. He played football in college. My brother's a football coach, so we talk football a lot, and comedy, and took me to lunch Friday, which was super fun. He was not there tonight and last night because of Outdoor Comedy Festival, which is a massive comedy festival that I had to compete with this weekend that goes on all across Canada. Last night was Bert Kreischer, Whitney Cummings, Miss Pat. Tonight was fucking Martin Short and John Mulaney. I mean, get the hell out of here. Love this club. If you ever are in Winnipeg, go to Rumors. It is a great, great club. I gotta get to sleep. I gotta get 2 hours of sleep and hit the road. But I love you. I'll see you next week, probably, where we'll be talking hilarities, baby. Another home run club. See you later, dudes and dudettes. Talk about my ladies. Blah, blah, blah. Oh shit, I forgot. Speaking of ladies. First show tonight, best show of the week. So good. Everyone killer. They love the dark stuff, which was great. Second show was good. There was a fucking heckler, though, who would not shut the fuck up. The only time she shut up is when I asked her a question because of one of her heckles. And then she got really quiet. And that was infuriating. And I did not like it. And then after the show, when I was selling merch, of course, she came up to me and like, I'm the lady that I heckled. Yeah, let me buy one of your things. And then I just had to talk to her for 10 minutes and pretend like it wasn't shitty what she did. But, yeah, that's comedy. And outside of that, I still had fun that show. Great show. And that's it. All right. See you next week. Love you.
Well, it's not like we don't try. It's worth it every single night. Don't let this house fall down, the Lord.
I'm so grateful to be here. This is one of my favorite clubs. On the other hand, there is a massive comedy festival happening in this city right now. And I was not invited to that. You know who was invited? The manager, and he is not here tonight. He went to go watch that show instead of watch me. So that's where I'm at in comedy, is the point I'm trying to make.